If the devil told you to pick 10 of the best covers that Greg Capullo ever drew for Spawn, would you be able to? Would you be able to pick 10 without contacting the devil and saying,
I lost my soul?
Hi, I'm Dave, host and founder of the West Coast Davengers, and I'm bringing to you the 10 greatest Greg Capullo Spawn covers. And if you don't watch this,
Satan is coming for you.
I'm just kidding. See you soon. All right, friends, we're going to check out my top 10 covers from Greg Capullo on Spawn. Right here, right now. You saw my list of my top favorite Todd McFarlane Spawn covers, which, included some of the old and some of the newer, but nothing past the issue 300. Well, this is the same thing. I don't go past the issue 300 just because I don't really have too much after 300. Anyway, we're talking about Greg Capullo, who took on the role of artist of Spawn after Todd left in the 90s to, continue to run the book, but also do the toys and all of the things that McFarlane Toys and his companies would do. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about Greg Capullo, and I'm starting with issue 196, which, as you can see, is pretty gory, and is exactly what you want from Spawn, from a horror book, from a superhero horror book, and it's Capullo inked by McFarlane, and McFarlane would pretty much ink all of Capullo's covers for the most part. Not all of them, and you're going to see. So I made that statement. I'm going to take that back. So this cover is inked by McFarlane. Just a great way to start it out. Kind of got that, Outlaw Comics feel on this cover. And yeah, and I believe this is it's definitely digitally inked. I don't know if it was digitally penciled. I got to be honest. I'm not sure about Capullo's methods in this era of Spawn. I have some original artwork of his from early Spawn, but not this era. All right, next one is issue number 95. Now, issue number 95, I believe, would become the game art for at least one Spawn game, or maybe advertisement for a game, but also would be the cover for one of the Spawn omnibuses, the trade paperback omnibuses. During this era of Spawn, you would see most of the covers, I would say it was at least 20 issues, maybe more, of Spawn's face covered in shadow. I can't remember why they did that, or if there was a reason, or it was just a stylistic choice. But I do just love the layout of this. Just a striking figure. Apparently, he's the size of the sun because he's standing in front of a burning hot sun in outer space. But I don't know why, but I don't care because it's so cool. Why question something that cool? And that's my 9th pick for the greatest Capullo cover. All right, now, yes, I know or at least there used to be a lot of controversy behind this issue. Now, we've gotten a little bit smarter these days, so we know that telling stories like this are actually really important instead of, oh, you shouldn't put that imagery on a cover. No, it's extremely important to keep in mind that Al Simmons was a black man. Now, he is a dead black man, but he was a black man in his previous life before he was killed and then, made a deal with the devil. But this issue is extremely, well known. It's like I said, it sparked a lot of controversy. I just think it's a great cover. It's very striking, and that is exactly what art should be. It should, it should evoke some emotion. It should be striking. It should say something. And this really interesting story too. If you never read it, pick it up. Great one. So that's my 8th pick. 7 is another classic older Spawn from the 90s, and this is Spawn 39, Santa Spawn, which they made a great action figure of, or a toy of, and you can see an image of it right now on the screen. Because what else could you ask for in a holiday style issue? December of 1995, still got the shoelace on his face from when Batman threw the Batarang through his face. All right, with my this is my 6th pick. That was my 7th. Here we go. Spawn 147. Now, a couple of things about this. I, once again, do not 100% know all the methods that Capullo was using to do his art in this era, but this is clearly influenced and direct homage to Dark Knight Returns #1, the lightning bolt and the cape and all that, but it's his own thing, and it looks like it's painted. I'm assuming it's painted. I don't know if it was digitally painted or digitally inked. I'm not really sure. Fantastic cover. Once again, you see this on the stands. You go to pick it up because it's so striking. Next up is another one of Capullo from that era. It looks like paint. And at first glance, it's like kind of simple, but then you get a little bit closer look at it. You see there's like souls in there, there's faces, there's demons, there's just a lot going on here. And this is from 2004. Very dark cover, but so cool. It looks like it may be digitally inked. It kind of has that like proto, what Clayton Crane would go on to do is a not as good version of this. And this is just amazing. Spawn 139. Next up, come on. Come on, man. How could you not love this? Mandarin Spawn, issue 165, the introduction of Mandarin Spawn as a design. This is basically like a character design cover. I would look at this, and I know this is like 2007, but I would immediately buy this because of how cool it looks. You've got blood, a Mandarin, a Chinese symbol, and just this kick-ass design of what looks like definitely manga influenced, some manga type influenced character. It just looks so cool. And I think this deserves a lot more recognition. I don't see people that talk about this issue that much. I mean, it does sell pretty well. I think it's at least still a $60 issue, especially because of the low print run in this era. And, basically up until about issue 295, some of these books were printed in less than 10,000 copies. So that's my fourth favorite Capullo Spawn cover. And come on, in the third spot, we have an iconic cover for such now an iconic character that is beloved across the Spawn universe. That is the first appearance of Gunslinger Spawn, issue 174. Capullo just, giving you enough to know. All you need to know is what's on this cover, that you want to check it out. You want to see this character. I mean, and if you were thinking about the classic Western movies and the Western characters, like The Man with No Name, Clint Eastwood in the trilogy, or Unforgiven, or, any of these great Westerns that you think of. I mean, I'm not a huge Western person, but come on. You don't need to see much. You see a gun, you see the hip, you see the holster, you see the coat, you see the hat, and you see the eyes, so you know it's Spawn. So I think this is rightfully so in the third spot. Some of you might disagree and say it's first two. It's a top two. Well, I love my holiday covers, especially when it comes to Spawn. So my number two is going to be Spawn number 88, the Halloween issue, the Halloween cover, because owls and black cats are truly terrifying. No, they're not. They're awesome. Animals rule. They're not scary. But the imagery evokes so much great stuff about Halloween. The jack-o'-lanterns, the colors, the spookiness, the tree, a dead tree. Think about why certain things become symbols of Halloween, and like none of them are scary, but we still love them. And this is my number two, Greg Capullo Spawn cover. And coming in at number one, maybe a surprise, but if you're a hardcore Spawn fan, it's probably no surprise. It's Spawn number 77, the Wings of Redemption Spawn. I saw this when it came out in 98. I wasn't even really buying too many new comics, but I still would go to the store in 98. And I saw this and I'm like, oh my God, this is so cool. I didn't know Capullo had gotten this good. It's Capullo, and obviously he's being inked by Todd, but Capullo would end up with this style that was an amalgamated of his style and what Todd's inks did to his style. And it really is such a striking cover for so many reasons. I love just the colors are kind of mute in certain spots and they're not in other spots, but man, I think this is a crowning achievement of Capullo's Spawn career. And he has so many great covers. It's really, this whole thing was a really tough thing to pick, for me, because I have a huge Spawn collection. I think I'm missing like 2 issues from the first 300, and really enjoy looking at his artwork, and made me love him as he went to the, DC in 2011 or 2010, and the New 52 started, and he was with Scott Snyder doing Batman. I really fell in love with Capullo's artwork even more. But that's it. That's going to be my top 10 Greg Capullo covers. Before we get going, I want you to know that you are welcome to let me know what your mentions are in the comments below. Let's hear, you know, if something that oh, Dave, what about this? What about this? Like, you know, it's just my opinion. So it's not law. And if it was, I would say, you will do what I say. But anyway, back to you, Dave. I hope you enjoyed that video. Don't forget to drop a comment down below and let me know about your 10 favorite, or if I missed one but you agree with most of them. Please like the video. It does help. It pushes it through the cyberspace algorithm. And if you are not subscribed, you can hit the subscribe button right now. And if you are subscribed, you can hit the bell so you're notified every time I drop a video. I have a podcast called Direct Edition. It is an addition to this channel. It's more focused on interviews and some personal anecdotes. So if you enjoy what I do here, you'll enjoy what I do over there. You can watch a Sanford Green interview. He did a Spawn cover, as well as a Sean Crystal interview. He did a King Spawn cover. So if you're a Spawn fan, there's no reason not to go over there. All right, everybody, have a great weekend.
Bye. Bye.
My God, it's fucking pouring.